vie.
C'est ce que je veux et non pas de contrefaçon. Non, 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 ne t'arrête pas. Si tes idées sont noires, sans façon. On aime à trop souvent se faire mal. On aime en pagaille. Juste pour un crash au final. Allô, 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 ouais. Allô, 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 ouais. Je sais ce que je ne veux plus, ouais. Je sais ce que je ne veux plus, ouais. Allez, alléluia, yeah. Allez, alléluia, yeah. Dieu a quelqu'un pour moi, ouais. Il a quelqu'un pour moi. Validé, yeah. Validé, yeah. Validé, oh, validé, validé, validé. S'il n'a pas validé, oh, toi et moi c'est une mauvaise idée, oh, yeah. S'il n'a pas validé, toi et moi c'est une mauvaise idée, oh. Trouver le bon, une mission, une vraie chasse au trésor. Et dans cette ruée vers l'or, j'ai laissé des plumes. On rêve en désordre de cet amour cendrillon. Parfois ce prince charmant peut s'avérer un démon. Allô, 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 ouais. Allô, 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 ouais. Je sais ce que je ne veux plus, ouais. Je sais ce que je ne veux plus, ouais. Allez, alléluia, yeah. Allez, alléluia, yeah. Dieu a quelqu'un pour moi, ouais. Il a quelqu'un pour moi. Validé, yeah. Validé, 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 validé. Oh, s'il n'a pas validé, toi et moi c'est une mauvaise idée. S'il n'a pas validé, toi et moi c'est une mauvaise idée. Allez, on y va.
Today was a serious matter, guys. I'm tired. We're having a coffee moment with Minister Aya.
What's up, guys? It's on the place.
Yo, yo. I was listening to. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl worshiper V. It's been a while, and this video is basically for me to sort of update you on what's been happening and the reason why I haven't been uploading on my YouTube channel. What's been happening in my life. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel like there's a lot that has happened, and I'm honestly ready to share with you guys what I've learned in this season and where I am currently and what's my state of mind and how I feel and what is the plan going forward. We changed gears. We went from being student to a graduate in chemical engineering. I completed my BSc, my honors degree in chemical engineering. I congratulate y'all. Yeah. How did I feel about it? For me, it was a victory. It was something that I've been fighting with, something that has taught me a lot and also has took a lot from me. You know, when you go through a failure, it doesn't only teach you things, but it takes some things from you, and you have to go through a season of relearning other things and healing from the effects of failure. And that is why I'm gonna hook you up, guys, with a podcast on failure, how to overcome it and how to heal from the effects of failure and emerge victorious. So, girl got a pink belt, an entire engineer, chemical engineer graduate. I am so happy. I am proud of myself, and I reflected back on the days when I was still at school and how I promised myself that I wouldn't celebrate this moment because for me, I felt like I was a failure at that point. I felt like failing and going through so much wasn't worth it. And why would I celebrate something after so many years of doing it? But when I got the right mindset, I understood that we fight different battles, and whatever that you win, you need to celebrate. You did well, you didn't give up, you didn't drop out, you fought no matter what came, you were present, you came, you showed up for yourself. And this is the very reason why I plan on celebrating this graduation and just rewarding myself for the good work, but also being grateful that God really pulled me through. And it's easy to think that God wasn't with you when you go through the difficulties, because we want God to only give us, but not build us. When He starts building us in difficult things that we go through, we can feel like He doesn't love us enough, or He doesn't want us to achieve the things. But God can build you while you are attaining things. And I'm really grateful for that opportunity and the moment where He was building me and He was making me strong and preparing me for a better future. So we changed gears, and that's how I feel about that. Okay. And then we are done. We are done with school. You know how once you are done with school, you think that, okay, it's gonna start happening for me. I'm gonna get the job. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna now have my money. I'm gonna be independent. There is so much that you wish for, and it's not a sin to wish. Even in some no, in Proverbs 16 verse 3, it says, commit all your plans unto the Lord, and He's the one who will make them succeed. I think God knows that we plan. God knows that we have many things that we want to do. God knows that we have many things that we want to attain. Hence, He said, submit your plans, commit your plans. And with that being said, I also had plans. I was relocating to Northwest so that I can start working there, and it was just a great opportunity that I had in my life, that the Lord afforded me. But in that opportunity, I met obstacles again, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, this ain't happening to me. And that obstacle is something that I've been fighting with my whole life: weight loss. And that broke me down to another level. And sometimes this made me realize that sometimes you go through things and you think that you've overcome them, and you think that you have healed from them, but you later find out that no, you didn't really heal from this. You just packed it up in a wardrobe and pretended like it wasn't there. This hit in a different form. I now had to start dealing with it again, and I had to start opening up myself to dealing with the issue of weight loss, the issue of weight, and that now being an obstacle for me to start my internship right away, because I was now gonna work in a place that is required. Fitness is something that is a standard requirement, so that you don't end up getting injuries at work, or you don't end up collapsing because of the conditions and your health as well. And boy, it came down. Like, it just came down. I was low and I was out, and I just didn't even know what to do next, where to go. And I remember I was listening to the song I'll Still Bless You in the middle of the road when I don't know where to go. And I related with that so much, because I only had one plan, and the plan was that to go and work. Now I'm here. I don't have a job. Not technically, but at that moment, the moment that I would have loved to work, I can't work. I have to now go and deal with the weight loss and lose weight so that I can come back and work. That was a major blow for me. It made me so emotionally, it put me in a state that I didn't want to be. it was real. It was real. It affected me. It affected my faith. It affected my confidence. It affected how I think, how I felt at that time, and I had to pick up myself, and I will explain more as we continue in the video on how I did that, pick up myself, and what I did to pick up myself. Yeah, so the issue of unemployment and its reality is real, you guys. It can put you in such a place where you are discouraged. It's not even only about unemployment, not having something to do. I think takes away so much from you. You can end up feeling many things, like you're useless, like, yeah, things are just not going right, and you don't know when they will go right, and we should be grateful when we are able to do something. We should be grateful if we have a job to go to. Unemployment is something else when you don't have vision. And there's a quote that I really love. It says, movement starts with vision. For you to move, you need to have a vision, that when I'm unemployed, what can I do? Where can I touch? How can I go through this without feeling like I'm useless, without feeling like things are not happening, without feeling like there's nothing interesting and I'm not growing, I'm not going anywhere, I had to think about those things, and I had to plan my life and have a bit of a redirection in my life and take action, and for a longest of time I couldn't create any content, I couldn't post on my social media. And I think for me it was important to allow myself to feel that, so that I can be able to know how to go through it. Because sometimes we love looking like how we are doing, but not really how we are doing. You can look like you are doing good, but inside you're not really doing good. And I'm one person who is very genuine about how they feel and the things that they went through, because it's important for us to speak about what we go through and how we manage to overcome it. Sometimes you haven't really overcame it, but just speaking about it can help someone to know that there's someone fighting this, and I'm not alone in this. And if they have the courage to say, this is what I'm going through, and this is how I've been holding up, and this is how I plan to come out of this, that can be hope, and yeah, so many times we love masking up. We love masking up the reality of the things that we go through. Yes, it makes you appear strong. Yes, it makes you appear as a warrior, but the truth is, inside you are falling apart. We only do not appear weak before the enemy, but before the Lord, we come and we tear up and we cry and we break down and we tell him every little feeling that we have in our heart, everything that makes us break. But before Satan, you don't do that. You tell him, you know that the God that lives in me is greater and you have no power, And I think God giving us power doesn't mean we need to um disengage. I don't know how to disconnect or be inhumane, like not feel. No, like you're gonna feel those things, but the most important thing is you coming out of those things, I sat down with myself and I was like, okay, Binele, now that you are unemployed and you are still dealing with this, what can you do? What can you do? And I thought that, I'm not alone. There's a place for me. Maybe you don't have a church that you can go back to or people that you can go back to, but you need to think, what can you do? Don't be clouded to just getting employment. Think outside the box. Do not allow the box to swallow you in. Because I found myself slagging. I found myself slow even in my thoughts, slow even in how I do things, because I was feeling discouraged. I was honestly down and out. And every day I'd wake up and I just ask God, like, why would you bring me here, give me this opportunity only to take me back, you know? And it's also, for me, also I realized that it's a pride, because you were just like, oh yes, it's happening, we, and then God is like, okay, not now. Now for you to go back and you say, okay, it's not happening anymore, and like be fine about it, that's a lot. I was just like, you hit me where I never thought you'd hit me. I was emotional the first day I found out. Wow. I felt like that was a heavy blow that I wouldn't be able to come out of. But God helped me to see beyond that, you know? And I took time out to just shut out. I thought that was the opportunity, the solution to my problem. I just shut out of the world. I was like, you know what? I don't want to communicate with anyone about this. I'm just gonna keep quiet. I'm not gonna speak. I'm just gonna continue living. I'll figure out what's happening. But it's not a solution to close yourself in a box. You know, it's not a solution to withdraw from people who can possibly help you to rise up when you're going through this. You need to speak and reach out and allow God to reach you at your point of need. We always say this, that God will meet you at your point of need. But when we are weak in ourselves, when we are met with challenges, we have this disability to go to him and say, God, I'm broken right now. What you just did, what just happened in my life, it's breaking me. I don't know how to go back. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's the next step, you know? I think us allowing God to come in at that moment is really everything. You know, I had to gather myself up and say, God, I need your assistance in this. And I just took my bags and I'm like, okay, I'm going back home. I'm going back to church. I'm just like, there will be a solution when I get there. And I trusted God for that, you know. And I also told myself that in this month where I'm not working, I'll be doing a lot of things. I'm gonna go back and fix my social media engagement, come back to my YouTube channel, update it. And I found things that I'm gonna be doing along with that, so that it doesn't feel the month or whatever season of the months I'll be here, don't feel like I'm just sitting and being useless, you know. I want to apply myself. I want to grow my gifts. I want to find out what can I do beyond employment. I want to sharpen my skills. I believe that God has put so much in me, and this is the season that I will use to discover, you know. And I'm just giving you ideas on what you can do in a season where you are unemployed, or you are waiting for employment, or yeah, you just took a gap year and you are clueless on what to do and what you want to do the next year. So yeah, that's about it. And allow yourself to feel the season so that you may be able to heal, because sometimes when we don't want to allow ourselves to feel, those things build up. And when we continue with our lives, when you get to some point, you break down and you don't understand, why am I breaking down now? But you haven't allowed yourself to feel, you haven't allowed yourself to heal from what you've been going through. Take one day at a time, one day at a time. Things won't happen immediately, things won't happen as soon and as fast as you want, but to keep hope and to have faith and to continue each day, it helps you and it keeps you up in spirit, you know, up in faith, and you're able to live a life that is filled with God's rest even in the storm. And what I'm gonna speak about is very close to my heart now. I'm updating you guys. So I had a bit of reflection, and when things are not going right in your life, or when you're going through a difficult season, you start having reflections. But I encourage you that you have reflections that builds you and that leads you to a solution, if not a solution, healing and closure, not not reflections that leave you broken and wounded. And I figured that, sometimes we know a calling and the difficulties that it comes with. But when you I don't want to say when you haven't accepted, because I've accepted, but sometimes you feel like, God, but why would you choose me? I'm not cut out for this. But he still comes and chooses you. My life has been a life of fighting. I don't remember getting things like as easy as it comes. People can go from A to B and then they buy milk. I can go from A to B, and then when I want to buy milk, you figure out then, okay, I left something at home, or I don't have enough money to buy milk. So you have to fight through everything. And it's a life that is meant to inspire others. And sometimes it's not easy on you who's living it. And I don't know who I'm speaking to, whoever will be watching this who relates to this. And you can be in leave you feeling discouraged, fighting your whole life and having to get everything by fighting. But I just want to encourage you that you're not only fighting for yourself, but you're fighting for others, and you should hold on and keep fighting until you win. And one more thing, yes, just an update on what I'm doing currently. As I'm on this weight loss journey, I'm also just redirecting and planning. Sometimes we plan life and we just think about it plainly from A to Z. But there are many things that God has given us in life. There are gifts that He has given us and things that we can do. So in that space of being open-minded to what God wants me to do, and giving myself time to hear from Him and hear what He wants to say and where to next. It's a place of, I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not easy being in this position, because there is what you also expect, the independent life, being the girl, and then God is like, haha, pause, and you just have to depend again. I think the hardest thing about being old and not working is you not having money to do what you want to do, and your parents still supporting you at the age that you would have wished to be the one that supports them. It's not an easy thing. You think about it, it's constant. And I think we all have that desire, that at this age I want to be doing this. I want to be able to carry out these kind of responsibility. And when we are met with circumstances that make us disable us from carrying out those responsibilities, it can be a burden on ourselves. And I think one thing that has liberated me is to know that you don't have to do something until you really need to do it. And that has given me the freedom to say, even if it doesn't happen now, but when I need to do it, I believe that God will grant me the ability to do it at that time. And yeah, I'm in that space. Yes, it's not easy, but I think we are doing well. We are doing well. So I would like you to comment on the comment section, and just share with us what is the most hardest thing that you went through, and how you overcame that, and how did it change your mindset about life and about everything, or the approach to life itself. I hope that this was a bit of an update and you're all caught up. You've caught up. I hope that this was a bit of an update of what's been happening and why I haven't been able to shoot. There was a lot that really happened in that period where I haven't been releasing any video. I moved out. There was just so much happening in my life, and I didn't want to give you guys things that are not well planned, that are just all over the place. But I'm back and I'm gonna try to be as consistent as possible. Let's take this to another level. Let's talk more, let's engage more. Here's to better living a better life. Cheers. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. God bless you. Worship B, sign out. It is what it is.